write the Quran or borrow from earlier scriptures?
So Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did not write the Quran. The Quran was given to him from Allah, who is the creator. So Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was a recipient of the Quran, and his job is to share the message, do the interpretation, and implement the Quran and share the Quran in the society. And there are many indications in the Quran that he's not the author. And that is also going to deal with the second question that you had. Don't you think that he may have borrowed the Quran from other scriptures, maybe the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament? The Quran itself says in chapter 7, verse number 157, 158, that Muhammad, peace be upon him, did not knew how to read and write. And there is a historical evidence that, even if you bring like a page of the Quran, perhaps, or from some Arabic writing, he would not be able to read it. So he was not a person who went to formal schooling. So for that reason, even if he wanted to, he could not have written. Number one. Number two is this. The Quran has scientific facts in there, 500 of them. For all of them to be right, it's beyond coincidence. It is impossible for any person of the 7th century, no technology, no microscope, no telescope, right? No ultrasound, for a person to come up with 500 scientific facts about cosmology, about rotation, revolution, starting of the universe, expansion of the universe, embryology, anatomy, physiology, plate tectonics, all of them combined together. For a person of the 7th century, even if the person is genius, he would not be able to. Number three, the Prophet did not write the Quran because naturally, when a person writes something, he would like to have his name the most in the book. But the Prophet, peace be upon him, right? Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his name occurs in 6,000 verses of the Quran only 5 times. That's it. But a prophet who came before him, his name occurs even more than that. Who is that prophet? Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, his name occurs 136 times. Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, his name occurs 69 times. Jesus, peace be upon him, names occurs 25 times. Adam occurs 25 times. And Muhammad, peace be upon him, his name only 5 times. That also shows that the author is someone else and not Muhammad, peace be upon him. One more indication I can give is the only lady whose name is mentioned in the Quran is who? Maryam, Mary, the mother of Jesus, right? Virgin Mary, the mother of Jesus. She's mentioned 34 times in the Quran. The name of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him's mother, wife, daughter, sister, not mentioned in the whole Quran, not a single time, 0 times. A person who came, Mary, right, mother of Jesus, she came 600 years before him. He never met her. He never saw her. She's the one praised in the Quran as one of the best ladies. A whole chapter 19 is mentioned after her. So I say many times to my non-Muslim friends is, if Muhammad, peace be upon him, if he was the author of the Quran, why would he praise someone who he never met? Why did he left out his own family members? All right, and then the question people would be asking is, don't you think he could have borrowed the Quran from other people? There were some Christians in Arabia, in Mecca, Medina, some peninsula, Christians are there. Some Jewish people can be there, Jewish scholars and Jewish scribes. Yes, it is true. There were Christians and then there were Jews. However, all of the Old Testament, it was not translated into Arabic, not until the year 898 by a Jewish scholar named of Saadia Gaon.